Hello and welcome back to Deck Pilot. This week we took a look at the Mono Red Rush that's been picking up in popularity since the monthly cup when Mr. T took Mono Red to top 4. Now Mono Red Rush is a very strong build to punish slower decks. I've had great success against the blue-green ramp and green-yellow sacrifice, being able to apply a lot of pressure early, deal tremendous amounts of damage, putting them within that double flame burst range, and then finishing them off from hand. And that is one of the prime strengths of this deck, being able to burst your opponent from your hand when you get their life to a certain level. So let's take this deck for a spin on the ladder. I'm very close to God rank. Let's see if I can get God rank and finish off my climb with Mono Red Rush. Alright guys, into our first match. And what a hand. We have the Queen's Guard. We're going to keep a hold of this. Oh, Brigand. So double, I'm playing first, so I go double neutral, mountain. Maybe we keep the Brigand. We'll just throw this away. Oh, we got a Mace Man as well. So this is a perfect hand. Absolutely fantastic. Because if our Queen's Guard initiates combat with anything on the third turn, we're going to be able to play Mace Man as well. So that lines up perfectly. This is what I was talking about in Deck Doctor, how like Mace Man and Queen's Guard are just absolutely incredible because you get to play them early and they also start to apply pressure. But they also synergize in that way as well. The combat trigger from the Queen's Guard will give you an additional Faeria and you'll be able to play the Mace Man down. Let's see what our opponent has in store for us going forward here. Going to be the Explore. Okay. Into a Desert, so playing more defensive here. So we're a bit vulnerable to Choking Sands at this point, which is a little unfortunate, but do I care? So double Soul Drain is a thing, Wind Soldier Soul Drain is a thing. The problem I have is if I play Mace Man now, I'm probably not playing anything else next turn. I'd rather hit something with the Queen's Guard, be it the orb, be it a creature, and then I can play the Mace Man behind. So I'm taking a bit of a risk here. I'm saying to myself, you know, if Choking Sands is there, it's there. Can't do much about it. It's kind of high risk, high reward play. If this lives, if this doesn't die, I get to play a Mace Man on the follow-up, which is what I'm aiming for. And that will also allow me to play into the Brigand on the following turn. And that will potentially gain some Faeria for me, depending on what happens. So, you know, this could actually lead to like a snowball of early plays for me. Now, I was playing on stream the other day, and I was like, should I play around Choking Sands? And we were like, yeah, we'll play around it. We'll play a Mace Man instead and, you know, have the double Soul Drain go off. And then it was funny because in the end, our opponent was running 3 Choking Sands and managed to completely ruin us. Sad times. But, yeah, no Choking Sands. Looking good. So now, my issue is if I play the Mace Man behind, the Demon Wing gets value. I'm just going to place the mountain in front. And I'm gonna hit. I'm going to pass. Because I want to Flame Burst this, potentially, or Scyther's Wrath it. It's flying away. Okay, so now Mace Man is going to be a safer follow-up. We'll see what comes out next. Another Desert. And there's a last Nightmare. So a good Faeria trade-off there. We gained an additional Faeria from the hit on the Orb. And we got Salmon Cycle in here. Opponent just wanted to get some extra cards. That's absolutely fine. So we have the Ground Shaker now. It's a great follow-up. Because it's going to kill one of the collectors. And we can just play in the middle here. Get to deal additional damage. And take care of that Demon Wrangler. Stop a bit of Faeria collection. And if this, we just saw a Nightmare come down on the Queen's Guard. So potentially I'm going to be able to push for 5 damage this turn. There's a Forest, so this could be sacrifice after all. Just had a lot of flash summons in hand, so I went for the deserts first. Obviously wanted the desert for that Nightmare as well. Let's see what creature comes down here. It's going to be a Bone Collector into a Skyak. Okay. Decisions, because I'd rather kill this, to be honest. This is dangerous. I think we just clear this and set up a Brigand in this spot. We have this Demon Wing threatening damage over time, but I'm not too concerned about that. Let's take a draw. We might pick up a Cypher's Wrath. We did. Okay. I'm happy to take 5 damage for a turn because there's no aggressive lands can be built. So we'll kill this, and then we're going to play the Brigand, which represents additional Faeria generation for next turn. So let's say I was to pick up a Ground Shaker. I'd be in a great position because I'll be able to kill this for free, essentially. So this is only going to pick up Skyax and Soul Eaters. Now, we've seen all the Flash Salmons. So guaranteed, you know, these Skyax or Soul Eaters. This collection indicates to me potential Soul Eater. Simply because I could have ran into this and started creating a wall. And what a draw. So this is just going to line up perfectly. Take Faeria and we'll pass. So now a Soul Eater could come down, but it's not going to do much. You can see our opponent concedes. And we take the victory. Take this up to rank 1. Can we get to God rank? Let's find out. Alright guys, into our next match. On our way to God rank, and the Queen's Guard picked up there. Beautiful. Let's throw these away because I want to pick up something cheaper to go along with it. Like the Brigand. I quite like finding, say, like a combat creature to go with the Queen's Guard. Mace Man is always ideal because, as I explained in the previous game, you can kind of line up your Faeria very nicely. You play the Queen's Guard, it hits something, and then you play the Mace Man straight after. So no Explore from our opponent. Double neutral once again. We'll get this Queen's Guards down, and then we can start applying pressure. Now, going for the Orb instead of clearing the board has its advantages in some matches. If you just push as much damage as possible, you can kill them from hand. Especially if you know the deck doesn't usually run healing. And a card that would, like a deck that might not run healing is Green Yellow Sacrifice, for example, or the Blue Green Ramp. Now, I could clear this and stop some Faeria gathering, but I don't know if I care. And if I guess, the only reason I would clear this, which I'm going to now that I've thought about it, is Aurora. Aurora would definitely punish me in this situation, so let's take care of that. We're getting an additional Faeria. I'm going to set up things for next turn. Now, I can actually Gift of Steel this to increase its damage output. We also have a Grimguard and a Brigand, so we have a lot of great Gift of Steel targets moving forward. It's going to be an aggressive mountain from our opponent. And yep, this is probably an opportunity to Gift of Steel. We can take a mountain here. Play the Gift of Steel. Get the 6. I'm going to play a Grimguard. And the reason I'm playing Grimguard is I don't want to play this into Flame Burst or potentially Firestorm. Plus combo removal onto this. We'll see what our opponent has in store because we're going to win very soon if nothing good happens. Going up to 11 Faeria. I might just see a Garrodank come down. Try and defend. Doesn't look likely that will happen. And that is a cat's tail in my face. I do apologize. Kupo is curious on what's going on when it comes to Faeria. She's a big fan. I'm not too sure what can be played here with 4 special lands. I guess Crystal Flower would be pretty nice. I think it's going to be a Crystal Flower. No, it's a Cistern Crystal Flower. Yeah, okay. Into a Mochi. So we can get rid of this Mochi with the Cypher's Wrath. Push 4 damage here. Push it, and then we can +1. Oh, we might as well just try and get lethal. This sets up lethal. This is exactly 8 damage. Could have went for the Brigand if we wanted more resources, but we're kind of forcing a clear, and it does get answered, but we still get to push another 4 damage overall. +1 into another Grimguard to push another 4 damage. This is Red Rush, guys. Punish is fun. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's going to be a lake into a turtle. Or a tortoise. Correct myself there. And into a surrender. So another win on the board very quickly, applying pressure and punishing these slow control decks. Let's get on to the next match. Alright guys, into our next match. Gonna be into God Rank Player. No Queen's Guard on Mace Man. We're gonna throw these and keep... Well, we're playing first, so double neutral mountain. We're not gonna be able to play this until turn 3. I'm gonna throw these two in hopes to pick up a neutral creature, and I did. I found the Mace Man. So this now gives us a play on turn 2. We can go double neutral into Mace Man, then we can go mountain into Axe Grinder. Unless Mace Man has to walk onto that mountain, which means you probably won't do it, but I kept Axe Grinder as just a safety plan in case I didn't draw any creatures, which would be very, very bad. But Mace Man saves the day. It's going to be a desert. Another Gift of Steel picked up. See, if we had Explore, we'd be in a better situation because, say, next turn we could go Explore Mountain and then Mace Man could move around where he would need to. Explore into Desert, into Outland Ranger, into Campfire. So the one problem with this land placement is I get to do this. So I get the trade anyway, which is an even Faeria trade, but now I have the Axe Grinder spot and can collect off my opponent's well. Now my opponent has to find removal options. So this double Soul Drain lines up quite nicely. Soul Drain, Wind Soldier. Wind Soldier will be able to collect as well. We're just going to drop that Shaitan Demon in front of me. Now, I hope I pick up some removal. Unfortunately, I did not. So we'll continue to push mountains around this side. Maybe we just take the clear. I mean, this actually helps us in a way. We could just Queen's Guard. We could just get the Queen's Guard down to lock this into place. A little vulnerable to Kaleem's training. Means the Shaitan Demon will clear it in one hit. But then we can follow up with a Cypher's Wrath and push some damage. Alternatively, we can just clear this and play Queen's Guard. That is another one. We do have double Gift of Steel. It's probably just the better line. Because this allows us to get the most out of our Gift of Steels, but the problem is we are more vulnerable to the Choking Sands now. I wouldn't be surprised if Choking Sands last night may pick some popularity. Especially to deal with all these red rushes that are going to appear on ladder. I will not apologize for that either, guys. If you're not a fan of this deck, some people are. I'm one of them. Oh, just a sad Flashwind. Interesting. Gift of Steel. Take a hit. Cypher's Wrath. Now, I could have drawn first. I don't think I'll change anything. No. There was nothing I could draw that would change that play. That's not getting removed. I'll take it. Now we could Gift of Steel again, but I'd rather just get another Queen's Guard down. Now we got 2 creatures instead of 1. And if my opponent wants to combo removal off, it's gonna cost the entire turn. So Soul Drain, get some healing back. Into another Colossus. Into the same play to stop it. Oh, this is just deja vu. What on earth is going on? Now we are going to take +1 Faeria, because if this gets removed, we can play Grimguard on the follow-up. Deja vu. The Matrix is being broken, guys. What is going on? This is insane. The exact same thing happened. I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah, it's just... And last night we were on the 6-2. Very sad there. I'm going to finish off with the Flame Burst. And my opponent was seeing double. I was seeing double. I cannot believe how that lined up. But we got the win out of it, so no complaints from me. 1 win away from God rank. Let's see if we can do it and get that God rank. Alright, into another match. We're almost at God rank, guys. Let's see if we can get there. We're going to full mulligan. We're looking for this boy and this boy. Man, I'm getting crazy draws today, especially that last game. What are the chances that would happen? The deja vu plays. I was like Agent Smith. My opponent was Neo, and he saw deja vu, and he knew something was wrong. So we have the perfect start, and I haven't played on Explore yet, so I guess we can see how the Explore works into this deck. It's actually a really nice thing for us to challenge. And what's nice about the Explorer is we can do something like this. Because now we have our 2 mountains very early. And I might start poking away at this with the Queen's Guard because it just gives good Faeria value. We can slowly remove this Harvester. Unless this gets powered up with the Elderwood Embrace. It's a little sad because it kills us in 2 hits. She's just going to be a lake. Okay. Oh, double Willow. We're seeing double, guys. Alright, let's push up. We are going to hit the Willow, get some value, and then we're going to play the Grimguard and pass on that. So, the combat creatures get tremendous value off Living Willows because the Living Willows can't kill them very easily. And it allows us to have multiple combat triggers. And the more combat triggers we get, the better. And especially for the Faeria gaining creatures like the Queen's Guard and the Underground Brigand. But the Grimguard also is very valuable because it's accelerating our win condition. That is a Tale of the Old Turtle. It's not a card we see very often. That is going to have some cost-reduced creatures potentially if they're drawn. You guys haven't seen it there. Draw 3 cards. All creatures drawn this way cost 2 less. So this is locked into place. We can actually just double neutral here. We can take care of this Cypher's Wrath. We can then hit into the Mace Man, into the Imperial Drain. So we're stopping our opponent collecting Faeria. And we also have a lot of pressure now. A little Willow is locked into Taunt with our Grimguard as well. So this frees up the Queen's Guard to start hitting Orb, gaining Faeria for us. It's going to be another Willow. Willows for days. Into an enchantment. Okay, this is what this Willow wants to do. It wants to turn into a 7/7. Which is understandable. But as you can see, our opponent's already taken tremendous amounts of damage. We have a Flame Burst in hand as well to boot. It's a +1 Faeria. I guess we can take that. We can take the draw here. Take the hit. We're going to the X Grinder. We're just applying pressure now. We're just trying to get our opponent into Flame Burst range to finish him off. I think Queen's Guard should finish here. I guess this could move and kill the Mace Man. And then the Queen's Guard can get locked in by the Willow, just holding us off for a turn. But then again, though, the Axe Grinder could finish it off. Actually, this Willow's getting out of dodge, and they're going to go for some Bone Collector value. And then what's this? That's a Sturdy Shell. Into another lake. Into an Enchantress. Okay. So we're going to get another hit on the Orb. Absolutely fantastic. And this is where we just take draws now, because we're just trying to find lethal. Boom. Boom. And lethal. And that's Red Rush in a nutshell, guys. It's just hit your opponent's face, play removal from hand, that deals damage, and just Flame Burst the face. And yeah, God rank achieved. If you're looking to hit God rank this season, I definitely recommend this deck. And that wraps up this episode of Oversky Deck Pilot. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a bit of a blowout. I know I just smashed through the ladder and got to God rank, but that's what this deck does so well. It punishes decks that require a bit of build-up. You don't really mind about that because you're just going to go in and you're going to play your creatures and you can start applying pressure. And even if your opponent does manage to stabilize, if you do enough damage, you're able to kill them from hand with those Flame Bursts and those Cypher's Wraths. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. You can also watch some of the monthly cup VODs and watch Mr. T pilot this deck in our most competitive Faeria event, the monthly cup, so be sure to check that out. And if you'd like to know more about this deck, you can check out Deck Doctor as well, where I go over the mulligan, strengths and weaknesses, how much it costs, and even land placement. So until next time, guys, take care and have a happy Christmas and a great New Year.